All right, so I picked up this Spyderco Kapara. It was designed by an Australian knife maker. It was originally custom that Spyderco essentially just bought the design to. And it was designed after the redback spider named the Kapara, which is common in Australia. It's a venomous spider. It looks a lot like the black widow to me. So it has a red kind of stripe on its butt. So we've got the redback spacer to kind of match it. And the designer basically was looking for a knife that was a great office carry knife and food prep knife. So I wasn't even aware that there was another Spyderco that was meant for food prep, but this one is as well. And the designer wanted a knife that was good at cutting up vegetables and meats and things like that because he was trying to lose weight, so he's doing a lot of meal prep. So you'll notice that the handle goes up from the blade, where the blade can rest flat on a cutting board when your hand's fully on the grip. And it has a little bit of belly, but it has a tip down, so it's good for EDC and for those rocking cuts. It's a little bit longer of a blade. I think it's 3.6 inches, and it is made of S30V, so stainless, but a better edge retention steel than, let's say, like the Spidey Chef. So it is also carbon fiber. But real carbon fiber, unlike most of the Taichung models. This is made in Taichung, and it has contoured scales, which feel really nice in the hand. Really nice carbon fiber there. Has the wire pocket clip, which is my favorite clip, so it's fully deep carry. It's got a fancy pivot, but it's just a Torx inside there. And then it also has the compression lock. So most of the higher end Spydercos, like the Chef or the Drunken or the Python, they're all those liner locks, and I really prefer the compression, so that's nice. Other good things about it, it is all T8 screws, which is really nice as well. The Ergos Are Fantastic on it, so you've got kind of this grip. You can come forward on it, use this ramp. There's no jimping because the designer said that he noticed that you would get food particles that would get stuck in there. You can also pinch grip it, kind of right where the hole is. And there's a secondary kind of hump here to the blade so that you can kind of do this index finger out type of cutting as well that people like in EDC. So that's kind of my favorite blade shape. It has a little bit of belly, but tip down. It is a little bit longer blade than I typically go for, but it makes a lot of sense when you think about the size. It's basically between a paring knife and a steak knife. So compared to the PM2, it's pretty similar. I feel like it's just kind of a classed up PM2 mixed with a Spidey Chef almost. So it's a little thinner blade profile, a little bit, not quite as tall either, but a little bit longer. It's got better ratios. It's lighter as well. So this is only 3.4 ounces. So it's closer in weight to the PM3, but much longer in length. And like I said, the really nice part is those scales are contoured, so they feel really nice in the hand as well. The compression lock is also really drop shutty on the CQI version because they basically added the pivot bushing that they use in the PM2 and in the Para 3 that makes it so drop shutty. There's basically a little bushing in there that the blade that free spins with the blade so that it's running on washers and that free spinning pivot bushing. So that's what makes these so drop shot, along with like the Yojimbo. Most of the other Taichung knives, and this one even originally, did not have that pivot bushing, and people kind of complain that it's not very drop shutty. That's like the Sage 5 originally. They did make a new Sage 5 that has that pivot bushing, but it just really gives it a super smooth, almost bearing-like action, but you don't have to worry about getting food in the bearings or anything like that because it's still washers. So it's super drop shot, really nice. It also has, unlike most of the higher end Spydercos, a hole that's, that you can get to from both sides to be able to Spidey flick. So like the Bowie or whatever it is, Sleesh Bowie, and the Spidey Chef, the Drunken, those all have kind of the liner lock covers half of the back hole. So this one it doesn't, so you can easily Spidey flick it. The hole is a little bit further in than on the two, so it's still a little easier to Spidey flick the two, but it works just fine. And it feels a little higher up on the blade as well because the blade is longer, so there's a little bit different there, but it still flicks just fine. So I really enjoy that it's got premium materials and it's really slicey. The blade thickness is the same thickness as the Chef as well. I do feel like the Chef outperforms it a little bit because it's a little taller, but you know, it's very slicey. I did cut up some vegetables and stuff with it this morning. It worked great. Works great through cardboard as well. And I'd say it outperforms the PM2 blade for sure. I like the tip down. I like the different grip positions that you have, and you know, the thinner blade. And also the wire pocket clip is just perfect. I love this clip. It's on the Taichung models, and I really enjoy that. You don't have to really mod anything on the knife, in my opinion. It's classy looking. It's great for a gentleman's carry. Carries fully deep. It's all T8 screws in there. You know, the backspacer gives it a little pop, but it's nothing too gauche. And yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. I think it's kind of like my perfect Spyderco. Like I said, it's almost like the PM2 mixed with the Chef and then dressed up a little bit. So carry super nice and light. Longer blade, performs really well. And it's just really fitting to have a Spyderco named after a spider, I feel like. You know, they couldn't not buy it at that point. Also, apparently you can buy different color backspacers if you want from the designer that made this, so that's kind of interesting. But I really dig the kind of dark translucent red that we've got going on there. So has that lanyard hole, but it's, you know, not prioritized over the pocket clip. So yeah, really enjoying it. It is a thinner knife. The Ergos are super good on it. You know, so far I'm really impressed. I would say it is super strange looking though. It took me a while to kind of get over the looks of it. I feel like it's got kind of a plague doctor look, but you know what, you know, it wouldn't be a Spyderco without looking super weird, like some kind of bird from hell, you know, and then it kind of grows on you. And once you use it, you kind of don't care anymore what it looks like. So impressed so far, and we'll kind of see how it performs over the long term.